What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5, nearly forgot what it's called, Disappearing AI Only Battle. We coined it, not sure that's the best name, but I don't know. I think it fits, just about. Obviously, every 50 turns, 2 civs will be removed, just at random. There's no bias or anything. I haven't picked anybody, it's just Google number generator. Picking out 2 civs to be thrown away. The only bias is I may miscount something, but I don't think we've done it. I think it's fine. There's one in question. There was one person maybe brought one to my attention around Ethiopia. I think it was fine, and it's just that I scrolled too quickly, but I did still remove the wrong one. But it did look like Ethiopia might have maybe been unlucky, but I had no reason to remove Ethiopia. If it was one wrong, I apologise, but it was completely random. I mean, it's the right ballpark. But yeah, I mean, I went back and checked, and I couldn't tell. Like, it did. I was scrolling probably a bit too quickly. So yeah. But it wasn't like a purposeful, or it's not like an obvious mistake. You can't tell that I counted it wrong. It's going too quickly to even check that I did it wrong. But maybe, but I don't know. I brought that up just because, you know, I'm nice and gonna be open about it. Maybe Ethiopia drew the short straw there, but probably not. I think it was the right one to be getting rid of. Persia versus Egypt, not so important at the moment. Who's this? Siam into the modern era. That's pretty good. Well done. Yeah, they look a bit behind. I thought they'd be doing so much better. It's very weird that some civs just do better than other ones. I mean, look at, say, China. I mean, actually, they're pretty similar to Siam. So, but I mean, even that, like 4 cities. I mean, they're okay, right? 17, 27 is obviously really good. 9 and 15. But over here, Siam 16, 9, 13, and 4. 17, 19, 14, 10. Yeah, I feel like this should sum up to more. But apparently they're equal. If not, China might actually be a bit better off because they have more boats at the moment. So, yeah, there you go. And obviously, I guess military isn't the only thing. We can get dragged into that, especially in a domination only. Because obviously we are focused on who takes out the most civs. At the end of the day, we're mainly focused on that and not on the other stuff. You know, maybe Siam is blitzing them in culture or something. I don't know. But obviously, that doesn't matter. And it shouldn't be too much of a focus for the AI because it is not obviously a victory condition. Egypt, you had all this space to settle in, so you came as far as possible and as close to these guys as possible. Fair enough. And you also avoided these mountains that would have bought you some additional protection. That seems a bit crazy. Oh, California, what are you doing? Okay, no, we're not broken. Good, that was concerning. Looks like Shaka might be preparing something. He's moving some planes up this way, some triplanes and some great war bombers. Oh, California, what have you done? Of all the cities you could have given away, you had to give that one away, didn't you? There we go. The peace deal, though, with the Shoshone. San Francisco goes their way. California survives with 2 pretty weak cities. We will hope they're gone by turn 200. Again, nothing against California. It's just, I don't really want to have to disappear a small civ that has no impact on the game. I feel like that would annoy people as well and sort of ruin the point. But obviously, if they're still here, then anything's game. I'm not going to cheat. If they're still here, then yes, they can be removed. Same for the Iroquois. I mean, looks like Britain might be about to do something to them. I don't know. Maybe. I would get, why else would they be here? Although I don't think they've declared yet, unless I've missed that. Either way, we'll find out pretty soon. Canada's still going here. The Inca still just putting ranged units and siege units in the water. Oh, my brain. Why are you doing this? No. Please stop. Make it stop. It's not good for the Incans. This is getting a little bit embarrassing, especially since there is actually a land tile here that they are not on. Like, seriously? Like, all you got to do is go stand on this with a cannon and you probably take it. That's what happened with the first one. They just forced a cannon in, and by the time it died, it had done enough. Like, that's all they have to do, and they still don't know how to do it. It's painful at this point. Kulin flying some planes around. They also have submarines. I think that's the first submarines we've seen. I might be wrong, but I think so. So that's a pretty cool addition, and they're looking pretty good. Obviously, they are very spread out, so they don't maybe look comparable to someone like the Zulu, but I think they're on that sort of level. If not, just a weeny bit behind. I think the Zulu might be winning in most of the categories. Okay, there you go, Britain. It didn't take too long, and they might actually do this in one turn. I had 24 defense versus privateers. If they shoot first with like the first rate, the pikemen can attack too. Yeah, this might be it for the Iroquois. We'll find out now. No pressure. As soon as we watch, it takes forever. The old This always happens. I don't know why. Okay, next turn it is. But yeah, pretty good start for Great Britain. I thought 24 defense. Yeah, that is not a lot. That might actually just be one unit hitting it, and it might be enough. But there you go. Britain should... Oh, they went near the end. Well, I guess Texas went really quickly afterwards. But yeah, Britain is near the end. Canada still starving these American units away, killing them slowly. Arabia has recaptured Damascus. That's a good job. Oh, okay. The Zulu have submarines and battleships too, which is very helpful for them. Well, we knew they had battleships, but they have submarines too. But you get someone like Arabia could be very useful because they don't have any. They don't even have frigates, so they're going to be getting sunk one shot from a submarine and they're going down. Probably with a battleship as well, I would guess. But yeah, the Zulu starting to, once they get through these units, I imagine this might be quite a quick finish. The Ottomans, it's one of those where they'll break them down and then in a few turns it'll just be over. Or there'll be a terrible peace deal where like Medina and Samson here will go to the Zulu and these two will stay with Arabia and it will just look terrible for the borders. But there you go. The Ottomans peaced out with Persia, which is good news. Oh my goodness. Okay, what is this? Persia gave them this. Not great. Not a great peace deal, Persia. The Ottomans did nothing to you that whole war, but okay. Fair enough. I mean, the Ottomans could have just ignored Persia and gone and done other things, but now you've just brought on the whole nother load of mess. So we'll see how that goes. The Gulf's with another settler into this sort of former Hunnic region that's been abandoned. We'll see where that ends up. There isn't actually that much space left. Russia also put one in here to cut Parthia off. That is a brutal bit of settling that. Yeah, it looked like Parthia had a new hope in this city of doing something, and boom, Russia just comes right in the way, slaps themselves down in the middle of it all. They're really enjoying this luxury. The Huns disappeared. That took all the pressure off Russia. I think they're now fine to just sort of do whatever they want. Talking about building up units though, and pressure, Sweden, jeez, they're starting to stack up. Obviously they're surrounded by threats. That kind of makes sense. They don't actually have really any access to the sea this way. They will one day, I assume, try to have to fight their way out of this ocean or sea and into the ocean. But yeah, France is obviously stronger than them for technology. The Goths are bigger. To be honest, I think Sweden could probably get away with capturing Hamburg and keeping it next time. Maybe even Sweden and Russia, if they teamed up on the Goths, that would be a pretty devastating combo that I could see happening at some point. Britain making some progress. Here we go, Canada. Come on, sooner rather than later. Surely these cannons finish off these Minutemen. I don't know how they're producing so many. They must have some good production towards units. But yeah, hopefully they get this done nice and quickly now. Surely. Yeah, I feel like it's got to be coming to an end. Oh yeah, we shouldn't be watching. It just takes forever. This is just brutal. We wait all this time for these events and then we can't watch them, or it just goes too slow. To be fair, it's going super slow anyway. But I think it's because I started watching. Normally I'll be talking like about another civ, looking somewhere, and then all of a sudden 3 different cities fall to 3 different civs. Doesn't look like this is the case. Canada is definitely doing something. They might be negotiating a peace deal or something that can take a while, or doing some trade deals. There's normally the odd turn that just takes forever. Or this might be permanent. That's always fun too, just to imagine. The turns are really slowing down. We'll have to sort of come to a consensus. I don't know if 250 is even a realistic endpoint. It's up to you guys. Not realistic. Obviously I can get there, but I don't know if you would want to see me do episodes all the way up to it. We're only doing about 8 in half an hour now. Sorry, my voice I think just went really weird because I was trying to scratch something on my nose. Just like close my nostril. Started speaking like Pingu. Japan, no. Oh, is this more from the Shoshone up here? They are just getting more and more. When they get better boats and planes, this is going to be very interesting how the Shoshone weighs into these affairs out in East Asia. How they impact Japan, China, Mongolia. Obviously the Kulin as well at this point, and Siam will also be pretty key. And I guess Russia will be stretching out that way at some point, you imagine. Although this shows you how slow this game is. It feels like forever, at least to me, even though it was probably only yesterday, that this city was pieced out and it's still healing. Like, that is kind of a sign of the turns. It feels like that was ages ago. Still, how have you not got this? Come on, Canada. Please. How did Britain not get this is the real question. They should get it this turn. Although the Iroquois go first, so they might pull off a miracle, but I don't think so. Actually, they could kill both privateers. Oh no, they've got to kill 3 privateers and a red coat. They have a Galeas, the city shot, and the cannon, so that's just not enough. They killed both privateers, but yeah, this one's alive. This red coat, both of them combined, should do just enough to get Britain a part of Greenland. The Ottomans complete the Louvre, so that's a nice little wonder for them. It feels like it's been ages since someone built a wonder. There we go, the Ottomans grab one. It's one more than I've got playing as the Ottomans in Civ 6 on a TSL map. Don't have the production to be competing for wonders, I'm afraid. Right, Brazil is on their way, slowly, arriving. Can come settle here in West Africa too. And there we go, huge war in the Far East. This game is certainly one thing it's not lacked that some of the previous ones have lacked, is those big wars. We are getting them in this one. There's no wars I'm looking at and thinking, when's it going to start? When's it going to start? We've had the Inca v Brazil 3 times. And we had Shoshone, Texas early on. I'm sure we'll get it again. Canada and the Shoshone. That's going to happen at some point. Doesn't really help my point, does it? But most of the big civs, I mean, in East Asia, they seem to give us one every 10 turns. A different pair of these 3 declare war on each other. So that's good. It's definitely... It might be the slowest game we've probably had, but it's certainly not lacked in the entertainment department. So that's good, you know. Sometimes that's maybe a bit of a trade-off. Not by choice or anything. It just happens, like, you know, randomly. That sometimes the game is running nice and smooth, but nothing's happening. And then sometimes very slow, but lots is happening. And sometimes you get the horror scenario or the dream scenario, which is very rare of both, where it's like slow and rubbish or fast and good. But at the moment it's slow, but there's plenty of wars to keep our eye on. Sadly, I'm not sure again that Mongolia has much of a chance. If they channel in on Shanghai here, then maybe, but to be honest, I think China's got a bit of a minor tech advantage, although no, actually Mongolia's got Gatling guns too. They're pretty equal. The only advantage Mongolia really has is that I would, without even looking at the info addicts, I'd say their army's bigger because there's more land units. Well, not bigger, but they have more land units here, I think, than China does, whereas China has a lot of boats. But that's a guess. I don't know what the proportion is, but it does look like Mongolia's army is a little bit bigger. Small advantage, but so much is up here. If they're attacking this city too, that's not so good. It's not going to help. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, this that is awkward. Obviously, they probably do have to go for it. It's not very well defended. 31 defense. Yeah, this should be pretty easy for Mongolia, but we'll see. See, will Japan weigh in on this one? They've been trying it. They've been definitely the most aggressive actually out here in the east, but nothing so far for them to show for it. Obviously, they initially Kyoto's their own. But did they? I thought they took a city off Korea, but judging by the city names, that didn't happen. Japan has got involved, and the Shoshone have got involved in the region too. Both declaring war on Russia. Of course, that will just be a race for this city. Neither of them have any real access to Russia beyond that. Unless the Shoshone have some unit I'm not aware of. And something else fell. I think that was Britain. Yeah, there we go. Just eliminating the Iroquois. This time they are gone. I know the first time I forgot they were alive in Greenland, but now they are officially removed. I'm not sure even how many civs we have left. There's the list. So yeah, there you see that sort of top 3. The Zulu just always a little bit ahead, and then the Shoshone and the Kulin sort of swapping along the way here. Sad, isn't it, for Australia? Australia always like a 10th place sort of placeholder. Sometimes they don't even make the top 10, but yeah, here, the one time I don't use them on the map they might have been good on. Yeah, the Kulin came. I would have loved to have used Australia as well, but obviously we're just limited to 40 civs. And then yeah, you've got more of a sort of slow trade-off here. I'm trying to guess who these are. Obviously some civs just die. Guessing that is now Russia in 4th. I don't know who this grey line is. That might be Japan, to be honest. I don't know. We can have a look. It's all good fun. It's interesting. I mean, it's taken so long that we can have a little bit of a little peek at the info addicts. It's fine. Military manpower. See the Zulu miles out in front. Japan's still up there though. But yeah, the big one. What did I want? I just wanted to see cities. I don't even want to see cities. It's just the easiest one to know who's been eliminated. So there's 26 civs remaining. America, Egypt, Persia, they're some of the ones I'd like to see. California as well, technically, just because of what cities they have. They're the ones I'd like to see sort of be taken out before the end, or not before the end, before the next disappearing. But that's 34 turns away, a very long time. Egypt pieced out with Arabia. It could be like a really big civ as well. That's the thing. Like the civs are getting bigger. You know, if Russia goes now, they're even bigger than the Huns were. Obviously, they have some of that ex-Huns territory. Mongolia, China, and Japan are getting stronger by the minute. There's the Goth city. Russia's struggling. I don't know if they've had a rebellion, but that is certainly some barbarians popping up for them to deal with. I think that's the first time we've seen them for a while. They can't really succeed much. They can't conquer anything. But yeah, as you can see, order is still the main one. Autocracy is starting to have some dissidents. Canada is fine, weirdly enough. You know, there's obviously a friendly type of autocracy that's just surviving. They're too scared to revolt, I would imagine. But there you go. The Zulu with dissidents, -2 overall. Russia with autocracy as well. Okay, I don't know why. Oh, it's not sorted by ideology, that's why. And there's also civil resistance, which is not as bad as dissidents in Egypt because they have freedom. Some people just don't know what they can't, I don't know, accept the good that is in front of them. There you go. But Egypt, they're like, no, we cannot be free. We need to be forced to do things. I don't know. Not an expert. But yeah, whatever. I know it's the game mechanics. It's nothing to do with the actual desire to be part of an ideology. But there you go. I feel like it would be cool if it did balance out a little bit. Like maybe some of the people did try to get to freedom and you had to keep them in line. But yeah, it doesn't matter. I understand. Obviously in a more, maybe there's like, obviously it just means there's more room for interpretation in the range. So there might be less autocratic and more autocratic, less order, more order sort of thing. The Inca is the next civ to go. Autocracy, actually. I was going to say order, but no, they have gone autocracy. So they've decided to go down the path of dissidents too. Fair enough. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they can pull that team together and save it. I don't know. I doubt it, but we can hope. Really hope. I'm getting really interested. I'm talking at the same volume, but different words certainly coming up different on my little recording thing. That was quite interesting. When I said doubt it, and again, whatever reason, when you say the end of doubt, there you go, and again, it just comes up really big. I guess it's different sounds, makes all different. Is it latitudes? No, not latitudes. That's height. But is it latitudes of the peaks? I don't know. Anyone who knows music maybe might be able to help. It's just like the little mic or recording of audio. I don't know. It's called something. Well, it's a wave, isn't it? So I don't know. Maybe it's the right. I don't know. It's something. But yeah, some are really big and some are really small. But it's not like I'm shouting and then whispering. But different words, obviously, with different effects, which is pretty cool. I guess I am moving nearer and closer sometimes, I guess. Inca has adopted autocracy. Saw that Egypt and Arabia piecing out. What are the Mayans up to? Not too much at the moment. They took a bit off America. Oh, there you go. Texas settles another island. I have no idea which one that is, to be honest. I mean, obviously it's all simplified anyway. But there you go. Is that, if this is Cuba, oh no, is this Haiti and the Dominican Republic? I don't know. One of them. It's hard to remember. There you go. But either way, Dallas from Texas. Nowhere near Texas, just out across the sea. But yeah, we'll see what the Shoshone get up to now. That could be the big move. They're not quite as... There's not as many units grouped together. Like all these units here probably couldn't do that much damage. I would expect Canada to be able to hold themselves off against this. Probably Texas as well. Especially if these guys could get artillery sooner rather than later. That would help them dig in. I certainly think Texas is still a contender in this game. Although their units do look a bit weak. I mean, obviously I don't want to compare them to the Shoshone. That's a bit unfair, but I was trying to compare them to someone like a China. But yeah, no, they seem fairly similar actually in terms of units. Maybe Texas a bit behind having crossbowmen. But yeah, that's sort of a similar size on the map kind of thing. Well, China's actually a bit bigger, but well, I think they are. Just guessing. Let's have a look. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break the game. Texas is currently the 14th biggest country by land. China is 11th. Sea tiles are included, so obviously China's got quite a few. Texas has a few as well, so I guess, yeah, that's probably about equal actually. Obviously they're very different shapes, so it's not really directly comparable. Also, China's green, and obviously with the rest of the land being green, it's kind of hard to see. Although here they're mostly cut off. End of Texas's turn. We'll bring the end to turn 166. We've managed 3 in 20 minutes, so maybe it's getting a lot worse. This isn't good. Oh, at this rate, we might get to 169 by the end of this episode. That's a bit scary. No, 167. We've done 4, I think. It's hard to tell because it changes number at the end, so I don't know. But we started when it said 163. So we did 163 to 164, 164 to 165, 65 to 6. Yeah, I think we've done 4 turns. So that's 2 every 10 minutes. So we should be able to get another 2 done. China v Mongolia, not leading to anything crazy just yet. Still pretty equal. Mongolia's not really pushing in. It looks like Japan is up to something. I know they're attacking Russia, but they haven't really put much effort into that yet. The city's certainly here for the taking, and I think Japan would be wise to try and grab it. You know, keep the Shoshone. You want, obviously, it's not going to matter. Skull Valley, Big Pine. They're either running out of names or they've just entered the cool section of their names like that. It's also like the first one that's been in English. I mean, I don't know what language the rest of them have been in. Obviously, the Shoshone's language, but not many of them have really been English. I mean, some of them are, but I imagine they weren't meant to be. Like Duckwater. Well, maybe Duckwater was, but like, I don't know, Bannock. Like that is technically, it's kind of a name in English, isn't it? I guess it could be like you could see that as someone's surname. But yeah, like compared to these, you don't see anyone with this as a name or any places with these as a name. But yeah, then you just got Skull Valley. You probably don't want to be settled near that. But there we go. The Kulin actually border the Shoshone now, which is pretty exciting. So all the powers, or the 3 big guys, do border each other in some places. The Zulu sort of semi-bordering the Kulin here. Still no one in New Zealand. I don't know what they did. Don't know. Not obviously. Everyone's just not a fan of that. I don't know what's going on. Don't know what New Zealand did to everyone else. But there you go. Just the way it is. Rome. How are you looking? What are you up to? I don't know why I just picked Rome. I just picked a random country. Not doing too much in that. Oh, Britain's about to settle here, of course. Was Spain? No, was it? Yeah, I think Spain was here at one point. Or the Songhai definitely were. If Spain weren't. I think it was the Songhai. I think Spain has it in the other game, though. So it's point of confusion for me. I have to process that one all the way from turn 100 to 200. I should probably get started on that. It's going to take forever. Didn't really. Yeah, I might do that after this. Inca. Please, come on. Oh my god. Every time I look and they're actually further away from... How is this? How are you managing to get further and further away from conquering this city? What are you doing? The Goths have entered the modern era and somehow Russia has managed to push their rebels into the Goths territory. That is just... It's one way to deal with them. Did that Goth settler? Oh yeah, it is here. I don't know why I thought it wasn't, but there you go. I hope their borders do connect. Just, even if it's just one tile, just please connect, because if not, it's going to look so weird. Please, no border gore. I mean, Parthia's already guaranteed us some, so that's great. It's not too bad. Obviously, there's the cross-settling of South America and Africa. That's not helped. Canada as well. Down here isn't ideal. North America's a bit of a mess now. California. There's no continent with, like, perfect lack of border gore. China's got a random city at the top here. Europe's probably the best. Oh no, France has this area. Never mind. I mean, just when you think it's working out, no, you proved wrong. Messed it all up. Can't win. Who's going to be removed? I don't know. Don't know why I'm asking that. Can we do a top 10 yet? Do I think I can name a top 10 civs? Let me just have a look. Right, the Shoshone, Zulu, and Kulin are in, right? So that's 3. Who else is big that's left? Let's just count the big civs that might have a shot. Not even in there. So Canada would take us to 4. Texas, 5. No California, not the Mayans. The Inca, yes, that's 6. Brazil, 7. Maybe. No one else in Africa gets in. Sorry, Morocco. The Ottomans, I mean, they've made a comeback. I'm not sure. If Brazil's in, I guess the Ottomans has to be in, 9. But then Rome has to be in, so that's 10. I feel like I miscounted a few here, but 11 with France. There's definitely still a lot of strong civs. I definitely miscounted. The Ottomans should have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, yeah, there were 8. Never mind. Yeah, there's still way too many, and I think so many of them are sort of equal. Like, it would be unfair to, Rome and the Ottomans and Brazil are all sort of level. France are a bit ahead of them. The Goths, I can't tell. Tech, it's pretty similar, to be honest, to these guys. They actually have less. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to judge this one. In terms of a top 5, I don't even think that's doable. I know the game, score-wise, thinks Russia and Japan are probably a notch above everyone else. I think Russia probably is 4th. I would hazard that as a good, solid guess at the moment overall. And then, it seems to think Japan is there. I don't know if that's really true. They do look really good, but I don't know. There's so many other civs. I think it's really close after that, as we saw. Mongolia's still got the potential just through their sheer size. So yeah, it's kind of difficult to compare at this point. I don't think it's particularly obvious. I think Siam is probably underrated. I think, not underrated, but they should be doing a lot better than they are. So yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but it's not quite working out for them at the moment. But yeah, so I don't think a top 10. It might actually be less reasonable. Doing that count, I think there might be more than 15 now, even though I moved 2 from the original 15 that I counted. Because I think the Ottomans and Rome have now joined that group of people that could be in the top 10. I think Sweden might even be in there. We saw they got an ideology very early. I'll skip the UK out. But again, I don't know where the Goths, it's hard to tell. Parthia, no, sorry. Siam's obviously in. China, Japan, and Mongolia all in, and the Kulin as well. So yeah, I mean, it's easier to name the civs that aren't in contention for even a top 10 spot. So California, America, Mayans, Morocco, Egypt, Arabia, Persia, Parthia, and Great Britain. I'd say the rest are in with a shot. Some of them are obviously guarantees at this point. Brazil, I don't know how this will help them, but they finally have some coastal cities, and they've probably cut off the Inca and the Zulu. That's not probably what you want to be doing. But there we go. Brazil do add some of South America, and they block off the Incan cities. The Inca and the Zulu did probably have their eyes on this, and now will sadly miss out. But the Zulu can sort of double back and come up into the Sahara. It's still a lot of open space here. I mean, I'm very surprised Morocco hasn't tried to take some of this. Or even Rome. Rome could have come and had some. The Ottomans as well. I've sort of been throwing the blame at Morocco, but a few of these other civs can certainly take some of the blame too. Oh, Damascus did fall back into the hands of the Zulu again. Canada, no, they haven't peaced out with America. For some reason I thought they did, but no. They're still fighting them pretty unsuccessfully. Mongolia, yeah, not much progress. I think this is just going to be another stalemate. I think it needs to be like Japan and Mongolia teaming up on China, or maybe get Siam on their team. And I just think they all hate each other too much at this point. It might never happen. Or it could be like Russia and China versus Mongolia, something, influencing Mongolia, or the Kulin and Shoshone against Japan or something, and China obviously could weigh into that one. It's going to happen. Someone's going to get eliminated at some point. Obviously, there's the fact that one of them or 2 of them might disappear before the end. I mean, all of them could, but that seems very unlikely. There's 4 civs left to go. 2 inside the actual game time. Oh, and a settler goes down for Japan, and they should get this Russian city. Yeah, 2 will go inside the actual game, and then 1. So 2 more will probably go after the results, and then we might keep it going, but it depends how many civs are left. Because obviously, if we get down to 10 at something stupid like 10. Maybe it's not the best idea to keep removing the big ones. But we'll see. I'll give you guys more choice of how we go about the after the results period when we get there. But that'll be it for this episode. So as always, if you have enjoyed, please do be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel and you haven't already. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.